When a group of superheroes known as the Seven abuse their powers, it is up to a gang known as the Boys to take them down. Hey there guys, my name is Tom and thank you very much for joining me for this, my review of the new Amazon Prime series, The Boys. And if you guys have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave me your thoughts in the comment section below on The Boys. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? If you've seen it, make sure you jump down into the comments section below so we can carry on this discussion. So The Boys is this new series that's come to Amazon Prime. It is based off a comic book, I do believe, and I haven't read any of the source material, but I was very interested in this series. This is a superhero show with a bit of a twist. This show is gory, it's violent, and so this isn't your normal superhero show like The Flash or Supergirl or any of the Marvel Netflix shows. This show is very, very R-rated, and even from the first episode you can see why. And this show definitely isn't for the faint of heart, so if you're queasy around extremely graphic scenes, definitely this isn't the show for you, and certainly this isn't the show for you to watch with your kids. This isn't your average superhero TV show. I actually got Amazon Prime just to watch this show because I saw the trailer and I thought the trailers were absolutely hilarious, and the trailers got me hooked to wanting to watch this show. So I got Amazon Prime and I've started to watch this show, and I've gotten through the entire first season. There's only 8 episodes in the first season, and don't worry, I won't be spoiling anything in this video. This is a show that's definitely playing the long game. This show is a bit of a slow burn, and you don't get a really conclusive ending to this season because obviously there's going to be more seasons to come. And I've seen some people get rather angry at the fact that they didn't get all the answers they wanted in the first season. And of course you weren't going to get all the answers. That's what most TV shows are. It's playing the long game. But I've also seen some criticisms from people who have seen this show that the show is boring. And I do agree that in parts this show is a little bit too slow, and at times it is boring. And for the first couple of episodes, I wasn't really sure if I was gonna dig this show or not, because maybe from episodes 1 to 3, I was like, okay, it has some very interesting and very cool moments, but then there's a lot of slower moments and a lot of moments that really were kind of boring. So the first season, at least, is a little bit hit and miss, and it's a bit up and down as far as pacing goes and as far as entertainment versus boring goes. But past episode 4, this show just picked right up for me, and I enjoyed episode 4 right through to 8. I think this show is damn good, and I'm hooked on this show now. And the cast in this show is absolutely incredible. You have Karl Urban, who is like the leader of the boys, and he's the one that really gets this ragtag group of guys together to take down these superheroes. And then you have Jack Quaid, who plays Hugh in the show, and he's really the first character you kind of meet in the show, and he really gets you into this story and kicks off the show. His girlfriend is involved in the inciting incident for the show, and I actually really like his character as well. And as I said, the first couple of episodes are a little bit slower paced than the rest of the season, because the first 3 episodes, I would say, are really about putting the team of the boys together, and Karl Urban's character recruiting his team and getting his team back together, because you learned that he did at one stage have a team, so he's recruiting some of those old members back together to take down this superhero group. And this superhero group known as the Seven, because there's 7 of them. The rest of the public, these guys are superheroes, and they're basically like the Justice League or the Avengers, except they abuse their powers in certain ways, and they're not as heroic as maybe they appear to be. But I like that even in this villainous group of the superheroes, because they really are the villains of this season and are really set up to be the villains of this entire show, they all have legitimate motivations, and they're not just villains, and you can empathize with them and even sympathize with a few of them. And that's what makes this show so great, is that you have all these characters that have emotional layers to them. They all have depth to them. Even though some of the things that these superheroes do are completely messed up, you can kind of understand where they're all coming from. But I think my favorite character in this season so far was the character of Starlight, played by Erin Moriarty. She's fantastic in the show, and I'll be honest, I think she gives the best performance in the entire season. And I know that might not be the most popular thing to say about the season, because I haven't really seen anyone else talk about her. But I think this character has more depth to them than any other character in the show, and although she is a member of the Seven, she's a very sympathetic character. She's also a kick-ass character as well. Like, some of her scenes are some of the best scenes in the series. Some of her action scenes I'm talking about. Now, is this show a real deconstruction of the superhero genre that we've come to know and love? Not really, no. It doesn't really deconstruct that superhero genre in the way that I think a lot of people were kind of hoping that it would. And it doesn't do it in the way that even I was hoping it kind of would. But even without that, the show is quite entertaining and it is very violent. I would compare the violence in this show to the movie Brightburn. It's basically on the same level as that movie. And this show really is also kind of a dark comedy. This show is quite funny as well. And I feel like if you didn't have that good comedy aspect to the show, because the show does understand what it is like a superhero satire. And I think this show has the perfect blend to me of superhero action. You also have gory, gratuitous violence. There's also a lot of sex scenes throughout the show, and sometimes the sex scenes are a little bit unnecessary. Like, why are there so many sex scenes? There's basically 1 or 2 sex scenes in every episode, and that could be a criticism of this season because some of them are unnecessary. But also, if you're going to do an R-rated satire of the superhero genre, why not just go for it? Because you're on Amazon Prime, you can basically do whatever you want, so I kind of get it. But I do think this show has a really good blend of violence, of intrigue, of mystery, of great characters that I like, characters that I want to see more of and learn more about going into season 2. And God, I hope this show gets a season 2, especially where season 1 ends. I would love to see where it goes because I really have no idea where the show's going to go from here after the ending of season 1. So I'm really interested to know what you guys thought of The Boys. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think in the comments section below if you've seen this season. And if you haven't, I highly recommend go and check out this season, because if you enjoy the gratuitous violence in the Deadpool movies, then I think you're going to enjoy this type of superhero show. And it is very different to a lot of the superhero shows on TV right now, but definitely give it a watch. I think it's worth the watch. So let me know what you think of this show in the comments section below. Let's talk about it some more right down there. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Tom. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you never miss out on my take on all things movies, and I will see you guys next time.